Alright, let's talk about one of the biggest shifts happening in technology right now. How the job of a network engineer is completely changing. We are gonna trace that journey from the old school command line all the way to the automated network of today, using the Cisco DevNet path as our guide. So if you're curious about what it really takes to build the network of the future, you're absolutely in the right place. For the longest time, networking meant logging into devices one by one, typing out commands in that command line interface, the CLI. And hey, it worked, but man, was it slow, and a single typo could bring everything crashing down. Now look at the other side, the DevNet way. Instead of talking to the devices individually, we are using code and APIs to talk to the entire network all at once. It's literally the difference between handwriting a single letter and hitting send on an email to millions. It's fast, it's consistent, and it's built to scale. So that massive difference begs a pretty important question. Why the big change? Why now? Well, as we're about to see, this shift to automation isn't just about being more efficient. Honestly, it's about career survival. The demands we are putting on networks today are just so huge that sticking to the old manual way, well, it's just not an option anymore. And this code right here, it just nails it. I mean, think about the world we live in. Everything's about cloud services, non-stop video streaming, these gigantic data centers, the speed and the sheer amount of data that modern apps need just completely overwhelms that old manual box by box approach. The network has to be just as fast and flexible as the software that runs on top of it. Period. Okay, so how do you actually make that jump? How do you go from being a manual operator to a network automator? Well, it all starts with building a completely new kind of toolkit. And look, this isn't about forgetting all the important stuff you know about routing and switching. No way. It's about adding this incredibly powerful layer of software skills right on top, giving you the power to speak the new language of the network. And this is where it all begins with these fundamentals. First up, you've got version control with Git. This is how you track your changes and work as a team without stepping on each other's toes. Then you need those core programming concepts, the basic logic that's behind any script you're gonna write. You also have to get comfortable with data formats like JSON and YAML because that's how devices actually package up and send information. And finally, the master key that unlocks everything, understanding APIs. They are the gateways that make all this automation possible, which brings up a really good question. I mean, in this new world, if we are not sitting there typing commands directly into a router, how does anything get done? How do all these different devices and applications actually talk to each other? How does a script of yours tell a firewall what it's supposed to do? The answer, the magic word is API, an application programming interface. The easiest way to think about it is as a universal translator for your entire network. It's just a set of rules, a kind of contract that lets your script talk to a Cisco device or WebEx service or cloud platform without needing to any of the messy, complicated details of how each one works on the inside. So, when you use an API and it sends information back to you, what does that actually look like? Well, it's usually gonna be in one of these formats. You can see right away XML is well, it's a bit wordy with all its opening and closing tags. JSON is much cleaner, using these key value pairs that are perfect for modern web stuff. And then there is YAML, which is designed to be super easy for us humans to read. As a network automator, you're gonna get to know all three of these really well. Now, once you have this coders toolkit under your belt, this is where things get really fun. A whole new universe just opens up. You're not trapped on the command line of one device anymore. Suddenly, you have the power to automate and orchestrate across the entire Cisco ecosystem, from the deepest parts of the data center all the way out to your collaboration tools. And there is the really incredible part. Your new skills aren't stuck in one little box. This chart shows how the exact same automation principles work across every major Cisco area. So it doesn't matter if you are setting up a data center with ACI, tweaking security policies on a firepower device, or rolling out services over a global SD-WAN. You are the single point of control for all of it. But look, mastering the tools, that's really only half of it. The biggest change, the most profound shift, isn't just learning how to write a script. It's about buying into a whole new philosophy for how IT should work. It's all about adapting the DevOps mindset. This is where you run into ideas like the CI/CD pipeline. That sounds for continuous integration and continuous deployment. Instead of making one giant terrifying change all at once, you break it down. You code a small change, you automatically build the test and test it in a safe lab environment. You integrate it with everyone else's work, and only then, only when you know it's good, do you deploy it to the live network. It's this safe, fast, and super reliable cycle. And all of this, it's all leading to the ultimate goal, infrastructure as code. This is a revolutionary idea. It means your entire network's configuration, every single router, switch, and firewall should just exist as a bunch of text files. Files that you can save in Git, test in a pipeline, and deploy automatically. You're no longer just poking at hardware. You're treating your entire network like a piece of software. So when you take all these pieces on, put them together, the coder's toolkit, the power to automate everywhere, that DevOps philosophy, what you get. What emerges is a brand new kind of professional, someone who can stand with a foot into different worlds, speaking the language of both infrastructure and software. This is the future-proof engineer. Because this journey we've been talking about is so much more than just learning a little bit of Python. It is a fundamental shift in how you see the world. You stop being someone who just operates a network, and you become someone who actively builds, tests, and deploys the intelligent automated network of the future. This is where the entire industry is headed. There's no doubt about that. It's a future where your infrastructure is defined by code and driven by APIs. And the bridge to get from the old way to this new is built with exactly these skills and this mindset. So the only question that's left is, are you ready to start building